all of that. So now in this superseding indictment, they have added more charges. Let's continue now that I broke down who Breonna was. Now, Combs' January indictment didn't include additional charges, but modified some details of existing ones, including adding 4 years to the alleged racketeering conspiracy. Prosecutors now say it started in 2004, not 2008, as the original indictment had alleged. A superseding indictment in March contained minimal charges. Combs has pleaded not guilty to the first set of charges, and I'm sure he's pleaded not guilty to all of them. The arraignment on the new charges has not been scheduled, but prosecutors asked Friday that it be held at his final pretrial conference on April 25th. Now, in their filing on Friday, prosecutors said 3 of the 4 accusers who are expected to testify have asked that their identities not be revealed to the press or the public, and that they instead be referred to by a trial using only pseudonyms. Now, the accuser referred to as victim 1 in the Combs case, we pretty much know that is Cassie, and we got news about Cassie also coming up. So, what is really going on? Diddy is cooked, as we always said on this show, and we know that. But it's getting really, really, really tight, and it's getting funny for everybody involved as we get closer to this trial time. The media is acting crazy. Everybody is throwing around different scenarios. We even have Vlad again doubling down on the fact that he's saying Diddy, he heard somewhere in the feds that Diddy is going to get bail. But when I looked in the paperwork, Diddy has exhausted all opportunities, and they said there's no way he can get bail. So I don't know what Vlad is talking about, but it's funny. The media is doing, especially the larger media sources, they are doing whatever they can to try to compete with the smaller independent media sources like me and other podcasters and YouTubers, kind of in my same ballpark, because we getting all the attention. Because we keeping it real, and we're not just pandering. We're putting out news, and we're giving our opinion. And I can see that it's doing a lot. It's really getting under the skin of these bigger media outlets. For example, over the weekend, y'all know normally TMZ does not break news over the weekend. So it was a Sunday. Y'all know I've been doing my 30 days of Diddy. And so I've been doing stories on my social media, different Diddy stories, as we count down to the trial. So we count down to the trial. I did a story yesterday. I did the story of I opened my story with everybody is, matter of fact, I can actually play it, and I won't be able to play it. I don't think you'll be able to hear it on YouTube, but Apple and Spotify will be able to hear it. I'll explain it to the YouTube people. But this is what I dropped yesterday. It'll be better if I just play it for you, and then I'm gonna explain to you what TMZ did right after I dropped this video. So there it is right here. This is the video right here.
Cassie's testimony is the one that they say Diddy is most scared of in his upcoming trial. What if I told you they're wrong, and this is who Diddy is most scared of? Everybody, meet Dr. Dawn Hughes, expert forensic psychologist, aka the Diddy Stopper. She has been the key component in many cases of men doing bad things to women. Johnny Depp was one, even Harvey. But the craziest one was R. Kelly. You see, R. Kelly was looking like this before she testified, and after she testified, he was looking like this. See, the thing about Dr. Diddy stopper, aka Dawn Hughes, she's an expert in coercion and all this stuff that they get caught up in. And she was the last one to testify in the R. Kelly trial. Now, true, this is damaging with Cassie, and it will be damaging testimony when she's called to testify against the dealer. You see, she's so good at what she do, she like to pose her, the relief picture. If you're doing bad things to women and children, and this woman gets called, you in deep doo-doo. And so when Diddy's attorney found out she was involved in this case, they went to Diddy. They said, hey, Diddy, we got Dr. Dawn Hughes is on your case, and you're looking good. Diddy said, what? You mean Dr. Diddy Stopper? Yeah, Diddy. And by the way, we're going to need another $10,000 for this conversation. But yeah, what do you want me to do about it? Diddy, you can't do that. You're already in trouble for allegedly getting rid of Tupac. I know. Can we get her off of the case somehow? Diddy, we can do that, and I'll try, but I can't guarantee it. Diddy was sad. You can't guarantee it. Nope, but we will file. And then Diddy's attorney just recently filed to block the doctor who sided with Amber Heard. So who is Amber Heard?
So I'm gonna stop it short right there. That was the post from yesterday. If you follow me on social media, it was the post about Dr. Karen. I keep saying Karen. Dr. Dawn Hughes, and that is the psychologist who was a big part in putting R. Kelly away. And they got her on the Harvey Weinstein. A lot of people know her from the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation, and a lot of people don't really understand really what went on. They kind of just going with what the media narrative was back then. And in this era, it would have been a different case, but that's neither here nor there. But the funny thing is this: I started this video off with everybody is really concerned and worried. I think Diddy is scared of Cassie's testimony, but I'm gonna tell you about a woman that he's really scared of for real. And see, him and his team is trying to get Dr. Hughes removed from the case. But the very hook of that was everybody right now is thinking Diddy is scared of Cassie testifying. And that post went viral immediately when I dropped it on all platforms, Facebook and Instagram. So how about 2 hours later, TMZ drops breaking news out of nowhere saying Cassie is set to testify. And I'm like, and you see, I'm the one, I don't like to say people, copying and whatever, but it happens way too much. Way too many media outlets are saying what I'm saying a couple hours or even an hour after I say it. And it's happening so much, I'm gonna say it now. I just keep it to myself. I say, that's just a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. But these ain't coincidences. These ain't coincidences. Like, first of all, TMZ don't even break news like that on no Sunday or at all. But then it's just ironic. I drop a post talking about Cassie, Diddy being scared of Cassie testifying. And then 2 hours later on a Sunday, I don't even know if it was 2 hours later, but I'm going to just say at least 2 hours later, it might have been an hour or 2 hours later, TMZ drops the news yesterday that Cassie is going to testify and using her name, and she's not going to testify anonymous and all of that. And I said, I swear TMZ and other media sources always stepping on whatever I post. And like I said, I'm not the one to think people or get even upset about people copying. I don't care because, like I told y'all, I bring my own news. I don't even pay attention to what everybody else is really talking about. I just focus on what I'm doing. So when I dropped that, it was nobody broke no news about Cassie or anything. It wasn't nobody even breaking no Diddy news at all yesterday. And then I broke that, and then here comes TMZ. So I'm telling y'all, there is a silent war against the large media, and it's the large media outlets against the independent outlets, because the independent outlets like me and media outlets like this are winning. We are winning, and people are gravitating to our content because it is not biased. It's just giving you all the facts, and then we just give you our opinion. But we don't try to make you guys agree with me. Like I like everybody to have their own opinion, have their own thoughts on the case, which is why I try to give you every side of it or whatever news comes through. And on top of that, I give you my opinion. Well, we're smashing the major media outlets, which is why they are trying their best to step on our stuff or to hop on whatever we say. It's really getting to the point where, like I said, I've been noticing it for months and months and months now. I just never said it because I don't really care. But it's getting so obvious. I thought, you know what? Let me let y'all know so y'all can start looking. Y'all start looking because y'all watch my stuff, whether it's my podcast or whether my social media. Watch when I post stuff and say stuff. Just pay attention to the other media outlets later on in the day or whatever. You will see them say exactly what I said, or they're going to talk about whatever subject I talked about. It's funny. I mean, it's flattering to me, so I'm not upset about it. I just thought at this point, I'm going to tell y'all. Like I said, I've been seeing this for months and months. I just never wanted to waste any time even bringing it up. But after yesterday, and I went viral talking about this Cassie, Diddy being scared of Cassie, but then I spent it and talked about Dr. Hughes, and then here comes TMZ, y'all. So, like I told y'all, let's continue to hold down our independent podcasters and YouTubers. We are doing our thing, and they don't like it, and they doing whatever they can to try to make it hard for us, but it ain't gonna work. And speaking of something that ain't gonna work or didn't work, I'm pretty sure y'all saw or heard about the Terrance Howard crazy Diddy story yesterday. And if you haven't, let me let you know. I'm sure, unless you're living under a rock, you saw it. But this is what happened. Terrance Howard goes on a podcast, the Patrick Bet David podcast, pretty big podcast on YouTube. Terrance Howard is on there. They get to talking about the industry and what goes on in the industry. Terrance Howard says people are getting their man card taken at these freak off parties. He said he's not one of them, but he said people go there, they lose their soul, and then, you know, Diddy is the puppet master, and then once they lose their soul, even once they become rich and famous, they're still crazy because you can never unsee it, unthink about it. You can never get away from it. This is Terrance Howard's words. And so, as an example, he brought up someone that I have been covering a lot on this channel, on this podcast, Mr. Bieber. As you know, I've been keeping in touch and keeping in contact with what's going on with Bieber, whether it's his social media or whatever. I've been keeping you guys updated on this roller coaster he's been on ever since this Diddy got arrested. It's just been crazy for Bieber. But Howard said that's the case with Justin Bieber. He said in so many words, the industry, and I'm assuming when he's talking about the industry, he's mainly talking about Diddy. But he said the industry took Justin Bieber's man card, and Justin can't get it out of his mind. And Terrance Howard says when the industry does that to you, it's impossible, nearly impossible to get it out of your head And no matter how much money you get, no matter how much fame you get, you still remember what happened. And then he went on, and it got crazier from there. And then, before I continue, then he continued to say, and that's where all the drugs and all of that comes from, because they're trying to hide the pain or deal with the pain. And I'm going to go into what happened with Diddy and Terrance Howard in 1 second, but I really want people to realize, for all the naysayers out there that still don't believe, I got a question for y'all. Do y'all believe Terrance Howard? Like, Terrance Howard has no reason to lie. Terrance Howard is an intelligent man. He's over somewhere studying and trying to rethink the whole idea of gravity and how it works. And he's coming up with his own theories and having a lot of people believe it. Very smart dude. Been in the industry for a long time. Always respected for his acting. Never went crazy. Never had even the term crazy even put on him. Are y'all gonna believe him now? Because that's my question. Because, you might not want to believe Jaguar Wright. You might say she just want to, she might be clout chasing, or this is what people, I'm talking to the naysayers right now. If you're not a naysayer, you could just listen. You might not believe Gene Deal. You might think he hating on Diddy, and he might want to be where Diddy is. And you might not believe all of these different people. But you don't have no reason not to believe Terrance Howard. We don't have no stories, no craziness, no hating. Terrance Howard don't need nobody's money. He don't need nobody's clout. He don't need to even bring up Diddy. And he's still Terrance Howard. So when he says something, you're a fool if you don't listen. So check this out. After he broke down the freak off parties, what the industry did with Bieber, Terrance went on to say his own story. And that's where it got even crazy. Terrance Howard said, out of nowhere, Diddy reached out to him. He said, Terrance, I need some acting lessons. I'm trying to do movies. I've been doing movies. They saying my acting is horrible. Can you help me out? Terrance Howard said, sure. Terrance Howard shows up to the Diddler house, ready to work. He said he looked at Diddy. He said, okay, what line? You got some certain lines you want to go over? You got a certain movie you want to do? Or what are you looking to do? He said Diddy was just staring at him. He said it was awkward. And then after bullshitting around, they didn't really do no acting. They didn't get deep into the acting. Diddy said, Terrance Howard, man, I want to get some music. I want to do some music. I need help with some music. Can I hear some of your music? Terrance Howard said, cool. Terrance Howard went into whoop that trick, hustle and flow mode. He goes into they go in the studio. Terrance Howard is playing Diddy some of his music. Diddy just ain't saying nothing. So Terrance Howard say, hey, how you liking it? You feeling the music, or what you think about the music? Diddy just staring at him. He ain't even answering his questions. He looking at Terrance Howard like a piece of meat. And he ready to marinate it. No, Diddy. Terrance Howard then said, you know what? Diddy is acting weird. Let me get the hell out of here. He gets the hell out of there. A few weeks later, some time later, Terrance Howard's assistant say, hey, hey Terrance, Diddy wants to hook up. He wants you to come kick it for the weekend again. Terrance said, for what? The assistant say Diddy is trying to boink you. Trying to F you. Terrance said he cut off all communication and went zero contact from that moment on. You see, Diddy used the acting. Diddy used the music. He used whatever he could use to get Terrance Howard, a.k.a. Mang Mang, to his house so he could do the same thing he has been alleged to do to many other people in the industry and people looking to break into the industry. So now I ask you again, does Terrance Howard have a motive to lie? Let's think of the motives. Did he do it for money? He don't need no money. Do we do it for clout? He don't need no clout. Terrance Howard's name is so high up. He's bringing his name. He's giving Diddy clout at this point. He's bringing his name down to even mention Diddy. But Terrance Howard is doing it because he wants it to be exposed and bring awareness to the weirdness that's going on. So I need you to think of a good reason why Terrance Howard would make this up. Because the reason why I'm happy that Terrance Howard came and said it, because he is finally someone that doesn't fit any of the Jaguar rights. And I'm not hating on Jaguar rights. I'm merely saying people can find reasons or obvious reasons that they may think that Jaguar Wright may be lying, or Gene Deal may be lying, or even me. Why I'm on Diddy back. Maybe I want to be like Diddy. Y'all know that. Y'all know I won't be like no Diddy, but I'm saying people say weird stuff. But now we finally got somebody educated, an industry vet, talented, don't need nobody, don't need no money, and been fighting for people in his own way for quite some time. Now he's telling the story. So let's use our common sense and assume we haven't found any reasons why Terrance will be lying. He doesn't have any motive. Him saying Diddy tried to F him does nothing for Terrance or his career. I think we can all agree on that. So now let's take this snowflake and apply it to other situations. And when I say snowflake, let's take this example and let's apply it to everything that's being said. So if you got somebody like Terrance Howard saying that Diddy lied saying he wanted acting lessons, and when he got there, he's staring at him like he a piece of meat the whole time. So let's take a couple things out of this story that people so busy focusing on that Diddy said he wanted to F him or tried to F him, and people focusing on that. But let's focus on, you know what I do. I like to focus on the parts that people don't even focus on because they don't see how relevant the smaller parts are. Flo, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that remains Terrance Howard said he was called there for acting lessons and he never gave Diddy an acting lesson, which means Diddy used his power and influence to get this man to come so he could try. They go into listening to music, but they never did any music. They didn't write anything. They didn't do anything. So it was all a charade put on by Diddy. And if we go back to all of these accusers, all of the little rods, all the people that people want to discount, like, because the first thing we think of is they want Diddy's money. Everybody don't want Diddy's money, man. Some people just don't want Diddy's Diddy up in them. Y'all got to stop with this thinking everybody wants somebody money or everybody jealous. Ain't the people who really live real life are far from jealous from these celebrities. At this point, 9 to 5 look way better than this Hollywood crap. So when you go back to all these other accusations, they were saying the same thing that Terrance Howard is saying. Diddy would use, perfect example. Let's go back to victim number 2, who we think is possibly Brianna, dangled over the balcony. She said Diddy approached her through Cassie for fashion because he wanted help with fashion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to find me the fashion work that Diddy and Brianna did together. I want you to find the clothing that they worked on that came out and people bought. The reason why I want you to find it is because the shit don't exist. Because Brianna was a Terrance Howard before Terrance Howard. But the difference is Brianna is quote unquote broke and quote unquote not known. So you got a pocket of people in society that if you're broke and not known, we don't believe you. But much like Diddy, when he asked for acting lessons that he never knew he didn't want, he just wanted Terrance Howard, and he used that, and it didn't work. Same thing with Brianna. Same thing with Cassie. Cassie came to Diddy with Ryan Leslie looking for a record deal. Diddy only gave her a record deal because he wanted to do what he ended up doing to her. And you go to Little Rod, and you go to every victim, Diddy used the same blueprint. Oh, yeah, y'all. When y'all tune into the Flow Show No Filter, y'all know y'all gonna get that good shit. And it's really funny to me, if y'all see all the comments of the people who try to hate, but they all tuned in. I love them because they all tuned in, but you got those pocket of haters, right? They like, man, you bringing Diddy down. I'm talking about the same information everybody else is. I can't help it. I'm the best at it. I ain't putting out I ain't making up info and just throwing it out there trying to get clicks and views. I'm taking the same information that everybody in media has, everybody has access to, and I cover it and I bring it to the world. But people act like I'm doing something so different. Why? Because I'm good. You don't get these breakdowns on your other podcasts. Don't lie to me. They haven't took that. They're so busy getting clicks and views off Terrance Howard. They have not broke down that Terrance Howard situation and showed you how it applies to every charge that Diddy has. Trick Cassie because he told her it was a record deal. Trick Terrance Howard said he wanted acting lessons. Trick Brianna said he wanted to get into fashion. And the list goes on and on. If I had some time to research, I would break it down even further. So while the rest of the world is all focused on Terrance Howard said Diddy tried to F him and they're getting clicks and views, all right now, journalists out there, break it down like I do. Quit being lazy and just throwing out the regular story out there and just getting clicks and views and then moving on. That's why they in my comments, and that's why the people who are on the other side, like a Stevie J, like Rich Dollars, all the little Mohawk Diddies, that's why they all be around my pages and my content. I ain't saying nothing different. I'm not putting out no stuff only I know, and I'm putting out secrets about Diddy, and I'm using shock value. No, I'm taking the exact, which is why I use articles. So y'all know this is coming from regular news, but I just take it and I break it down and I explain it and I apply it to all type of different situations. That's why they get mad at me. So now when people look at the Terrance Howard thing after you listen to this podcast, you're going to say, damn, he literally, we have proof of Diddy trying to manipulate somebody by using something to get them there. And then having the audacity to not even try to attempt to do no acting. If he, and when I say he, I'm talking about Diddy, if he can do that and will do that with somebody like Terrance Howard, if he will invite and lie to Terrance Howard saying he won't acting lessons, and then when he get there, just start staring at him while Terrance Howard is trying to really give acting lessons, what do you think Diddy have been doing to the other people who aren't Terrance Howard, who aren't already established, who aren't already hip to the game? This is what I see when I see the Terrance Howard interview. I see more than just a crazy Diddy story for clicks and views and likes that Diddy said he tried to F him. Yeah, that's shocking. But then when you look at the fact that Diddy is being accused of coercion, manipulating, all this stuff with these sex trafficking people, if he would do this type of stuff to a Terrance Howard, you almost gotta think that people like Brianna, who came to him thinking that they were going to help him with their fashion dream, or somebody like Cassie who thought Diddy was going to help her with her music dream, and once she got signed to Diddy, it's not a secret. Everybody around him said Diddy kept her under wraps on purpose, would never put her out. See, I went through that. I went through that with Floyd Mayweather. I lived somebody signing you and then just wanting to keep you around and think you just happy just being around. No, I came to you to be my own man. I came to you to blow up in my own situation. I didn't come here to be no roadie or no hanger-on or none of that. So I know firsthand about powerful people signing you and looking at you like a toy. But see, this toy you can't play with. This toy right here tell you to kick rocks. So when I see all these stories, I got a whole different perspective. I know what it feels like to be signed. You come to somebody, you got your hopes and dreams, you're young, you're ready to work hard, and they signing you knowing that they never gonna put you out. So they just destroy your dream, destroy your career, and just move on with their life and don't think twice about it. This is what the Diddies of the world do all day long, every day. That's what happened with the Cassie, what's happened with, and it ain't just the women, a lot of people that signed to Diddy. Y'all know the stories. I don't got to go through them. Diddy just signs you, looks at you like a tax write-off and a toy, something to build him up. And after that, it's over with for you. Like I said, I'm just glad that Terrance Howard came out and said it, because Terrance Howard is finally somebody that we don't got no weird stories on. He ain't broke. He ain't looking for clout. He is not uneducated. It's nothing to point to say he has motive to lie. So we finally got somebody speaking out loud that making people say, well, shoot, damn, this shit might really be true. Because if Diddy would try Terrance Howard, you don't think he'd try Terrance from down the street that work at Walmart, that's got rap dreams, and he go to Diddy? Diddy like the way he look, and he come to Diddy and say, Diddy, I will do anything to get into the industry. I'm working at Walmart, but I've got good music. And Diddy say, come on. You think Diddy ain't gonna stare at him? You think Diddy ain't gonna use that to his advantage after hearing the Terrance Howard story? Come on, people. Come on, people. I just need people that think. That's all I need. I don't need nothing special out of nobody. All I want is people that think, because that's all you got to do. And if you think Terrance Howard has any reason to lie, I want you to say it. I bet you can't think of one. This is just someone who has the ability to say whatever the hell they want to say and to keep it real, and that's what he did. And everybody up in arms, and I'm hearing that Diddy is pissed off about it. I haven't got confirmation on that. That's just what sources are saying. So I had to break down that interview in the only way that it could get broken down. I'm sure y'all heard everybody else talk about it, but I'm also sure they didn't apply it and break down how it applies to all of these accusations that Diddy is involved in. So I'm going to play a couple things for you concerning the podcast situation. And one other thing I want to say before I move on from Terrance Howard, Mr. Hustle and Flow. Another thing about Terrance Howard, he from we're the cousins of Cleveland. I call it the cousin of Cleveland. He from Chicago. And one thing about Cleveland and Chicago, we a lot alike. And we both don't give a F, and we both will say what we got to say. And Terrance Howard from Chicago. See, Chicago and Cleveland, we not playing that stuff. We're different. We're different than the East Coast. We're different than the West Coast. We gonna keep it real. So if you didn't know, just to throw that icing on the cake, on top of everything else, Terrance Howard from Chicago. And if you know anything about Chicago, or if you know anything about Cleveland, you know I'm from Cleveland. We no filter. We ain't got no reason to lie. We good with what we got. We didn't come up with much at all. No opportunities in Cleveland. Not many opportunities in Chicago for certain industries for us. But we bust our ass and we make our way. And when we get to the top, we're not like the rest of them. We're not going to sacrifice ourselves for more. We didn't have much given to us in the first place. So what difference do I care, or what difference do it make if I come out and say Diddy ain't shit? What opportunities he gonna stop me from? I don't give a damn. I'm from Cleveland. I already made it. As far as Cleveland, I'm out of Cleveland. So the rest of this is all extra credit in my mind. So I love to bring y'all the truth. But that's how we are in Cleveland. That's how we are in Chicago. You know, the LA and New York, they kind of see more. They expose the more. So they know what's out there. So you know, they got a different sense of celebrity. See, in Cleveland, we don't even see no celebrities at all. We don't give a damn about them. And so if you want to keep this thing going, I've been telling y'all about what's going on with another thing that I've been saying before everybody. And why I've been shouting out my subscribers. Y'all know I've been telling y'all and asking y'all to subscribe, and I've been breaking down why. I've been breaking down that there is a war against independent or podcasts that break unbiased news, bring you facts, bring you evidence that they don't want to be brought. And now I have the strongest evidence of what I've been trying to tell y'all. Just happened. If you know about No Jumper, if you know about the Joe Budden podcast, these two are podcasts that basically damn near been around for a decade. And I don't know if you've been following the news cycle, but I'm gonna start with, and I am just for context, I'm gonna tell you the demographics. No Jumper is ran by Adam. Adam is a white male. Adam's, a lot of people don't like him. Adam cool to me. He don't make anybody. People get mad because he covers a lot of gang stuff, but it's like he don't make anybody say anything. So I don't have a problem with Adam. But Adam's a white male, then you got Joe Budden's a black male. So I'm just giving you two perspectives. It don't matter about race or anything. It's everybody is feeling it. Well, Adam owns No Jumper, and he recently dropped a post saying that No Jumper is going broke. No Jumper is, and he explained why, and he said during COVID, he expanded too much and this and that and this and that. But at the same time, guess what he did? Towards the end of the video, he says, we are going to start paying more attention to our subscribers. We're going to pour into our subscribers, saying what I've been saying. Why is he saying that? Because I found out in 2 months of podcasting what it took the rest of these podcasters 10 years to either find out or they listening to my podcast. Because I've been preaching this for 2 or 3 months now. Now I'm hearing other podcasts say the value is in the subscribers. If you don't build a subscription base, if you guys don't subscribe to the podcast, if you don't subscribe to the Flow Show No Filter, or 2 things gonna happen. Ain't gonna be no Flow Show No Filter, or it's gonna be, or I'm gonna have to be on here covering Cleveland Browns content or something that doesn't bother anybody. And now it feels good that podcasts who've been around 10 plus years more than me and are way bigger than I am. It's not even a comparison. I'm just a baby in this game. They are saying what I am saying, what I've been saying verbatim. Check it out from Adam No Jumper, his own self, what he said.
Between both of our YouTube channels last month, we got over 25 million views. We're doing well on Facebook and Snapchat. We employ quite a few of the hottest content creators on the West Coast, and we pump out an insane amount of content on a weekly basis. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here.
So he breaks down that he's going broke. I ain't gonna play all that because my YouTube people can't hear it either. So I'm gonna just be real quick. But then he goes later on, after he explains he goes broke, he says this.
Over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with in secret. So I know what you're thinking, but
now he's keeping it now, mind you,
our videos and Instagram posts, in the long run, that stuff is super helpful.
Check this out.
We are really trying to get serious about embracing our members here on YouTube.
So you're trying to embrace your members.
We've got a ton of awesome benefits, including being able to watch all of our interviews free of censorship and bleeped words before they're released to the public. Members only chat for all of our live stream content, and we're just going to be prioritizing a lot of our most requested content and trying to do that live for members only. So for any of you who are going to spend $5 a month to help support the business, we're just going to try to keep adding more and more stuff to make that an easy decision for you guys who are down to support.
Now, I asked y'all, that's Adam No Jumper. Millions of views, Snapchat, Instagram, podcasts, everything. Saying that they're going broke and they need subscribers. What do you think podcasters like me go through? And I really like that this news is breaking now because it just falls in line with what I've been telling y'all. I don't do sales pitches. I didn't try to think of no creative way to trick people or sales pitch people into subscribing. I've been telling you straight what it is. The subscriptions are the only way to hold on to unbiased media. Now you see the biggest podcast in the game, saying that they are broke and talking about how, the powers that be just take their Instagram pages. No Jumper had 10 million followers. They just took his page, kind of like they just took my TikTok. I was so happy, not happy because they're having problems, but happy that somebody, a bigger podcast, will co-sign what I've been telling, so people don't think, and I know y'all know I keep it real, but it's still good to hear other people say what I've been saying for months. They just not saying it now. They've been a podcast for 10 years. I've been doing this for a few months and I figured it out immediately. Like, wait. There's no way this podcast can continue the way it is unless people subscribe. If people don't subscribe, you have no choice but to go into the vanilla content. You can't go into this type of stuff. And then also, now that's no jumper. Joe Budden podcast. I'm sure most of y'all heard of Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden said, when anybody started talking about Instagram, Snapchat, and all these different apps and this and that, he said he checks out because don't nothing mean nothing to a podcast besides the subscribers. Everything else you don't have any control over. Everything I've been telling y'all. The subscription is direct between me and my people who really want to support. And that locks us in. We are joined by emails and everything. If they took everything away tomorrow, I could still send my content to my subscribers because I have their emails because they subscribe. The rest of these apps, they play as a middleman where once they take me away or they take your favorite podcaster or they take it away, you just lose them. You don't have no email. You don't have no contact. So Joe Budden over the weekend, like I said, I don't know if they heard me talking about this stuff or they just came to this conclusion on their own. I just know I've been saying it for months and they just now saying it. Well, anyway, Joe Budden said the same thing. He said the only people in podcasts that are going to be around in the next few years are the podcasts that have strong subscriber base because of the reason I just told you. That's the only thing a podcast can depend on. And so now everybody is joining that band or hopping on that bandwagon. And like I said, I'm only bringing it to y'all. So y'all look it up. Look up No Jumper. Look up No Jumper Going Broke. And then look up Joe Budden. Just look it up yourself. And you'll see what I've been saying for the last few months. But now you know I ain't making it up or I ain't exaggerating. These are multi-million-dollar podcasts saying what I'm telling you as a small independent podcast that just over 100-some thousand downloads. So again, let me shout out to the subscribers. And if you subscribe and if you listening, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. And it's not just my podcast. Any truth-telling podcast or YouTube channel that you enjoy, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Like I said, if a multi-million-dollar podcast that's been around for 10 years is telling y'all we broke and we need subscriptions, what the hell you think small podcasters like me and others go through? All I ask you is for people to think. Just think. Don't take my word for it. I'm just giving you the information. Look it up yourself and tell me what you think. But as always, we're going to show love to the people who are subscribing and holding it down because y'all making this possible. You pull it up on my phone right now. We have 2 subscribers, co-subscribers of the day. These are the main people. This episode is brought to you by these people. I want y'all to really understand the importance of these subscriptions. This is not nobody just looking for your $3 or $4 or whatever. This is really an important part of the podcast. And I'm telling you, since I'm always ahead of the game, I'm telling y'all this now. If people don't start subscribing more to the podcast they enjoy, like these unbiased, edgy podcasts that are struggling now without it, what is going to happen is podcasts like mine, No Jumper, or different ones that cover this type of content, they're going to go to subscription only, period. I'm telling y'all that. Watch what I tell you. It's going to come a time where these type of subscriptions, these type of podcasts are only going to be subscription only, because anything outside of subscriptions doesn't really do anything for us. And you don't have to take my word for it. Look up No Jumper and Adam, look up his video, look up what Joe Budden said, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But let me show my love to Stacey Jarreau, y'all. Stacey Jarreau. That last name is spelled Jarreau. Stacey Jarreau, thank you for subscribing. It feels good every time. I don't care if it's one person or 100 people. Every time somebody subscribes, it isn't just about the money. I appreciate the money to death, but I appreciate people who get it. I appreciate people who get it and understand, like, I'm not going to just sit here and listen to this man put his life on the line and bring awareness. I'm not just going to listen for free. I'm going to support him, whether it's $3, $4, $5, $10. Some people did $23. But y'all don't know how good that feels. You know, I tell y'all stuff that the average YouTuber podcaster is scared to tell y'all. But see, I've developed my relationship with my community where they know I don't mean no harm. I just want to tell y'all every piece of information that I have and know, so y'all can make your own decision. The people who haven't subscribed, you know, I love y'all too. So it's not even about that, but I feel like if y'all know the information, it'll help you understand the importance of it. Because as a creator, the thing that really hurts creators, like hurts their feelings, they don't want to say it, but when you do this, you go hard, you're consistent, and you still have a lot of people who just want to listen to you for free. And you have some people that get upset that you even ask for money. That hurts creators. I'm talking about hurts their feelings. They won't tell y'all because they don't want to speak like that. I got a candid podcast. My people expect me to say everything that's going on, so I say it. But it don't feel good, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's why it just feels so great when people like Stacey Jarreau find it in their heart to not just listen, but to support. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like I said, it's very tempting to go off of this edgy content and start talking about the stuff that Michelle Obama and CNN and all these podcasts. It's very tempting to start talking about what they talk about and get those easy checks. But when you got people that got your back like I have, it keeps you on this truth-telling path because y'all show so much love. And this is what I love to do, and I'm going to continue to do it. So Stacey Jarreau, today's episode is sponsored by you, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's clap it up for Stacey. But the number one subscriber of the day is my girl. And I just say my girl, I don't know her. But you my girl when you subscribe because it means more than anything. Nothing else, nothing means more to this podcast than the subscribers. Without them, we don't have shit. That's just being honest. So, Stephanie Lee, she gave a $5 donation. We only asked for $3. And she damn near double what we asking for and gave us $5 donation. So everybody clap it up for Stephanie Lee and give her flowers in the chat. Stephanie Lee, we at the Flow Show No Filter, and by we, I mean me, greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that you found it in your heart to subscribe. And not only subscribe, but you even gave more. The minimum is $3. You gave $5. Stephanie Lee, Today's episode is dedicated to you, sponsored by you, and brought to you by Stephanie and Stacy. And I didn't say Stacy Giroux gave a $3 subscription. We also appreciate that as well. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Stephanie. And if you ain't subscribing, but you're listening every day, I wanted to ask you one question. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? But I appreciate everybody. But like I said, please look up that story of what's going on with podcasts. And I only want y'all to look it up because it will confirm and co-sign what I've been telling y'all for months. And it'll let you know, like, damn, Flo be keeping it real. I told you, I'm not a salesman. I don't even like asking people for shit. So that's why I don't come on here with no big sales pitch about it. I don't want to trick you, or I don't want to force anybody out of their money. I just want to give you the information of why we need subscriptions and go from there. So look up Adam No Jumper and look up Joe Budden, $1 million, decade-long podcasts that are now realizing the value in your subscribers and pushing for subscribers to sign up for your podcast. So appreciate everybody. Go to andidon'tLikeIt.com, grab you some merch. I got some new merch going up on there the next couple of days. Also, if you haven't received your merch yet, it is coming. With all of this post office and people getting fired, stuff has been taking like double the amount of time. Like I told you, I ordered something and it took, I thought I would have it in a week or two. It damn near took 3 or 4 weeks to get to me. So don't worry. And if you have any issues, you can reach me on my through my inbox on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere. You can reach me directly. So don't worry. I got you. If there's any issue, we gonna handle it. But the merch is going crazy, and I appreciate all of y'all for copying. Other than that, I done shouted out everybody. We done broke everything down. Look out for 30 days of Diddy tour coming. I got to make y'all know I'm coming to Boston. Shout out to Mini Me, a.k.a. Mona. I got to let y'all know I will definitely be in Boston for the tour. Like I said, Detroit, Las Vegas, Charlotte, all up and down the Carolinas. Looking forward to that. But check out my social medias. I'll be doing 30 days of Diddy. I got a new story coming today. We on day 3 as we count down to the actual trial, May 5th. This will be day 3 of the 30 days of Diddy. I did the story on Terrance Howard. I did the story on the Diddy Stopper. It's going viral. Everybody loving it. I'm glad to get back to my storytelling because y'all love my stories. And I like telling the stories, but I didn't realize y'all, they were like really inboxing me like, can you get back to telling the stories on Instagram and Facebook and da-da-da-da? I said, I got y'all. I got back to telling the stories. Then I made every post damn near go viral. So check me out on Flo Daddy Flo on my social media. I'm doing 30 days of Diddy. Check out the story today. I'm not quite sure what the story will be, but you will see as soon as you check me out. And everybody, let's say a prayer for Mini Me's, a.k.a. Mona's sister. She's going through some things right now, and Mona is a huge part of the Flow Show No Filter family. So we all want to see the best for Mona and her sister. As always, I love y'all, and I'm out. Done. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. And another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Doom, doom, doom. Another one bites the dust. Doom, doom, doom. Another one bites the dust. And another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. Feeling good, y'all, on this Monday. I got a lot of work to do. I got to figure out. I think I got it. I got to figure out how to give my laptop permission, man. I got to figure it out. And I was been working on it for hours and could not figure it out, y'all. I'm so mad, but I will figure it out today. Oh, that's why I said y'all couldn't hear me, Jennifer, because I didn't know y'all couldn't hear me at the beginning. I explained it. I said the software would not let me use my camera, and I emailed StreamYard. They haven't got back to me, but I expect they get back to me today. But it would not let me use my camera, and I'm trying to figure out how to give it permission on my laptop, and I don't see where it says like grant permission. So I'll figure it out today. It really was getting on my nerves, but it was like either come on like this or don't come on at all. So I was like, you know what? I'll still come on, even though my camera can't come on. But yeah, I said it in the beginning, but I didn't realize y'all couldn't hear me. So if you listen to no, I didn't even say it on the podcast, but because I said it before I started like recording on the podcast. But yeah, I said it at the very beginning, Jennifer. I just didn't know y'all couldn't hear me. Okay, you can. All right, my best friend got me, y'all. Y'all be forgetting. Y'all know my best friend is like an IT wizard. And we so much always trying to figure out our own shit. I ain't even ask him. He like an IT computer wizard. So it'll be fixed. I should have asked him in the first place. He said he's gonna look at it, and I know he'll figure it out. So I should have asked him over the weekend. That's my fault. I'll be forgetting that he a computer. Yeah, I know the first 10 minutes, I didn't even know y'all couldn't hear me. I'm glad y'all told me. I'm glad y'all told me because I didn't know. I had to unplug my microphone from the computer so y'all could hear me. So I'm gonna have to do something. I'll have it fixed though. Like I said, my best friend IT, he just said he gonna look at it for me, and I'm sure he'll figure it out. Hey, Michelle said thanks, Darnell. He said no problem. So yeah, it'll be fixed tomorrow for sure. I don't even know why I didn't even think to ask him. I'm so much one of them people that just try to figure out my own shit. I didn't even think to ask your best friend who is a computer wizard. Because it's something simple. It's permissions. I just don't know how to fix it. And it never happened before. So that's why I didn't know like what the hell to do. But so we will be back for sure video tomorrow. 100% because it gets on my nerves. It's like easier for me to do it on video. I hate looking at a blank, just a picture. But anyway, y'all, how's y'all weekend? How's everybody's weekend? Yeah, especially that picture. Yeah, I had to just get one quick. I didn't have time. Yeah, I didn't have time. That was the only picture that I had in my software. So I just had to use that picture. It was either that. Oh yeah, thanks, Michelle. Sure did. I'm about to announce that. Thanks, Michelle. I had to use this picture. It was either this picture or a picture of a lion. I just didn't want to use the picture of the lion. But anyway, yep, I did. 80 hours and 7 days. Yeah, I hit 200,000 Facebook followers over the weekend, y'all. So clap it up. We are a growing community. We almost at like 1,500 people just in our And I Don't Like It army. But yeah, thanks, Michelle. I hit 200,000 followers over the weekend on Facebook. So shout out to everybody following and sharing my content. Y'all are the best. Y'all are definitely holding it down. And I couldn't be happier. Yeah, but it's not just y'all. Y'all gotta realize it's a lot of people that look at these lives, and if they see a picture of a lion, they don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, I had to use a picture of something that got to do with whatever I'm talking about. So since we covered Diddy exclusively on this podcast, I had to use a picture of Diddy and whoever those guys in the back. I don't even know what this picture is representing, but I'm here. Like I said, it was either this or not come on video at all. And so, like I told y'all, I was like, you know what? I'm going to definitely still come on, even though this camera situation. But my best friend will be taking care of it tomorrow. So tomorrow, 100% it should be video. If it's not, I'll be surprised. If it's not, I got another way. To do it, but then that means I got to use my iPad and do some other stuff. So if I have to do all of that, either way it goes, we should be on video tomorrow. I might have to just do it a different way. I don't know. Come through for sure. But other than that, y'all, have y'all ready for the 30 days of Diddy? My Diddy story's been going crazy on every platform. It's been amazing. I'm like, y'all love y'all love when I tell stories. I told my best friend I'm gonna start telling stories more since y'all love them. I just kind of go with the flow. I draw my Diddy stories and they going crazy on Facebook and Instagram. And they doing pretty good on TikTok, considering I just started that page. So we're gonna keep it going. Oh yeah, you've been locked in. Okay, Caroline. Yeah, I got another Diddy story today. And like I said, I'm gonna have one every day. We're doing 30 days of Diddy. And I'm doing them in story format, the way y'all love, with the green screens and me telling the stories. I'm doing that strictly for y'all because y'all been asking for them. And I appreciate y'all supporting. So I said, all right, let me get back. Let me figure out a way I could post more stories for y'all on my social media since y'all miss them. And here we are. So today's story, I don't know what it's going to be about, but it's going to be something about Diddy. I might tell a story about Stevie J. I might tell the story about what's another good Diddy story that's going on right now, or just in general. I don't know. I'll think about it, but I got another story for y'all today. Thank you for driving and listening, Shauna. Make sure you're being safe. Story time. Yeah, people love my stories, Amy. Oh, that's what it is. Thanks for letting me know. Michelle said the reason why they like mine is because I just don't tell the story. I break down the story. I give background checks, and I bring it current. Great storytelling. Thanks, Michelle. I was wondering why they like my stories so much. They love my stories, and especially in the media space, like everybody be like, I had one person say, they tell me I told the Terrance Howard story better than him. I was like, there you go. Thanks, Shauna. Glad you got your seatbelt on. I was like, what they like about my story so much? But I guess, like you said, that people don't really break down. They don't really bring up old stuff and kind of like tie it all together. And that's what I like to do on every story that I tell. So, okay, you watched it. Thanks, Amy. How'd you like the story with Main? All right, Mona. Hey, Mona, take care. I don't know if you were able to hear it, but Mona, I did a prayer on actual YouTube. I asked everybody, I mean, not YouTube, on my actual podcast, the actual podcast, Apple and Spotify. I told everybody, let's pray for Mona. I don't know if you was able to hear it, Mona, but I did make that announcement on the podcast. So we praying for you and your sister, Mona. And like I said, I definitely shouted it out on the podcast. Hope you heard it. Oh, my main. Hey, Lauren, yeah, the main. Iron Man. Remember they say he was an Iron Man. Oh yeah, good. I'm glad you heard it, Mini Me. Enjoy your day, and I will continue to pray for your sister. Matter of fact, you know my best friend is a pastor, and I'll definitely let him know. Mini Me, my best friend who is good with IT is also a pastor. My best friend since I was 4 years old, so his prayers are strong. So I'll tell him to pray for your sister too today. I love Iron Man, man. Hey, he was like, they said Terrance Howard was like, Iron Man, man. Iron Man. He was replaced by Don Cheadle. Thank you for that information, Kobe. Kobe Wan Shinobi said he was replaced by Don Cheadle. Yeah, Iron Man, exactly, with the tear in his eye. I love Iron Man, man. Oh, that's Spider Man. That's Spider Man. Y'all, hey, look, we having too much fun with the mains. Iron Man's man. Hey, look, y'all having so much fun with my Diddy stories. I can't wait to do one today. I'm about to go in on another story today. I just gotta find a good one, but once I find it, I'm gonna break it all the way down. So look out for my Diddy story today. Yeah, like Lauren said, it ain't a Terrance Howard movie unless he cry and say, man. Yeah, I love Terrance Howard. That's why I'm telling y'all, anybody that think Terrance Howard got a reason to lie, don't know Terrance Howard. Terrance Howard ain't got no reason to lie. If you really pay attention and you good at reading tea leaves, then that Terrance Howard interview is more damaging than anything else almost. I'll put the Terrance Howard interview almost like right up under the Cassie video. And the reason why I say that is we know the Cassie video is like the most damning evidence right now because it's actual video. But after that, as far as circumstantial evidence, Terrance Howard's evidence is really bad because it shows a pattern and a habit of Diddy using the industry and using different lies to get people into his mix and then trying to manipulate them. But see, with somebody like Terrance Howard, he don't need Diddy. So he couldn't get it over on him. But imagine the person that Diddy asked for acting lessons that wasn't Terrance Howard. Think about the guys, men and women who are either actors, actresses, or know how to teach acting. How many times did Diddy ask them for acting lessons and then get them over to the house and allegedly spike their drink and do the Diddy on the Diddy? That's alleged, but what I'm saying is it's damaging when somebody like Terrance Howard said, man. When Terrance Howard, when he said, you be like, ooh, man. Space, man. Yeah, hey, Terrance Howard ain't got he don't even have a reason to lie. Terrance Howard is good. It don't do nothing for him to lie on Diddy about Diddy trying to do something to him, man. It don't do nothing. Think about it. It don't give him no more roles. It don't give him no more money. It don't give him no clout. He getting clout off breaking down how gravity works. Terrance Howard is being invited on Joe Rogan shows, huge podcasts, without saying Diddy's name. I just want y'all to really understand that. Terrance Howard is on on a level where he don't need this. And that's the biggest part of this whole story that I want people to understand. This is the first person who has come out with a wild Diddy story that they can't point to no reason why he lying. They can't say Terrance Howard need no money. They can't say Terrance Howard need no acting roles. They can't say he clout chasing because he is the clout. Man. Exactly. Somebody like Kobe said, he said he's just eccentric and he makes his own spectrum to lean on. And somebody that moves like that, they ain't lying about no Diddy stuff. I bet you he would rather not even bring it up, to be honest. Honestly speaking, I bet you Terrance Howard would rather not even really bring it up because people who are intelligent don't even like talking about nonsense. But Terrance Howard is also somebody who likes to bring awareness to things. If you look at his research and you look at everything that he's into, it's about bringing awareness or not believing the status quo. So he's only bringing the Diddy stuff out to bring awareness to some trifling stuff that's going on in the industry, man. Amy say, man, she can have a baby by May. I don't know if it'll be a man or a girl. Okay, Diamond says she's gonna play catch up when she get to work. Let's check on Apple and Spotify since y'all didn't remind me today. Y'all slipping. Come on, y'all. It's Monday. Y'all gotta get back into mode. Y'all done forgot to remind me about Apple and Spotify. Oh, it's still loading. It's still processing. Yeah, Kobe, we don't know if it's going to be a girl or a little man. But yeah, y'all, 30 days of Diddy. We on day 3. Today is day 3 of my 30 days of Diddy stories as we count down to the trial. Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say, Lauren? Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry. Then I'm slipping. Lauren just checked. Lauren said I gotta get my shit together. I'm wrong. My bad, Lauren. I'm glad you said something. Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate that. Y'all know Amy always got, Amy always got to come in on it too. All right, Amy. I heard, I seen it. I went back to the chat, Amy. Man, Amy, we've been watching them chickens like crazy now. It's like they don't now it's like they know. So they don't want to fuck in front of me no more. I've been watching them and it's almost like they know that Amy gave me the heads up. And they know Amy gave me the heads up, so now they trying to be secretive. They don't want to fuck in front of me no more. I've been noticing that. I've been watching the chickens all weekend. They've been back in the bushes. Yeah, I'm like, oh, so now that I know what y'all doing, now y'all don't want to do it. But I still been feeding them sunflower seeds and stuff. The chickens love me. I love the chickens, though. I love animals. I love animals more than people sometimes. Because animals is just genuine. They just animals. They don't have no hidden agenda. They not trying to use you. They not trying to be fake. They just moving off instinct. And I love animals. Yeah, where I get my eggs from. I'm with you on that, Amy. Yeah, I'm like so I guess to them, y'all, I'm like a straight perv. They're gonna have pervert, peeping Tom. They probably calling me a peeping Tom. They were like, that's that peeping Tom. He creepy. He be looking at us. Let's go over here. Let's go in the bushes. He be on that porch. He be on that porch being a little peeping Tom. But when I ain't know what was going on, they was good. Yeah. They might be calling me, and look, in the chicken world, they might be calling me the diddler. They might be like, look, y'all, look at the diddler on the porch, trying to watch us fuck. The chickens be having freak offs. All right, Apple and Spotify is finished processing, so let me label it. I'm about to label it and drop it, and we're gonna be all good to go. Mohawk Diddy. Hey, hey, I gotta tell y'all another suggestion they gave me for today's title. I gotta tell y'all today's title is they gave me a suggestion. Should I go with this, y'all? Hold on, it's loading. Yeah, I gotta record him. I gotta get a chicken freak off tape. Yeah, where do I get the eggs? Where I get the eggs, Amy? I gotta go in the bushes. Yeah, I'll have somebody record me. Where do I get them from when they dig those holes? Yeah, I'm gonna have somebody record me. But where do I get the eggs from? Where they be in the bushes? Because I don't never see the eggs. I know they got them somewhere, but where do they be keeping it? Where they be doing it at? All right, yeah, because that's where they be at. They be in the bushes. All right, I'm gonna start looking because I know where the bushes. I know what bushes they be in. So check it out, y'all. This was today's title. This was one of the titles that they suggested. It says Mohawk Diddy and the Terrance Howard Revelation. Industry Predators Exposed. Y'all like that title? That's the title that the podcast thing. That's one of the titles it gave me as a suggestion. I'm like, what they know about Mohawk Diddy? Y'all like that title? It said Mohawk Diddy and the Terrance Howard Revelation. Industry Predators Exposed. I know that. Oh, I know that. You think I don't know that? Man, we know exactly how them moms how they be. Oh, you said don't watch them, Amy? Okay. Oh, I know. Y'all trust me. I know how them. If I was to get them, I'm gonna make sure ain't nobody around and that I can get the hell out of there. Apple is loaded, y'all. No, I'm glad. No, I'm glad. I'm glad. No, hey, look, Amy. The only reason I knew that is because we just know that in general, all mama animals are gonna go crazy if you touch their babies or they property. So yeah, that's the only reason that we know about how the mama gonna go crazy. Is because we just know in all animals mamas don't play about their babies. So now I'll be careful. I ain't gonna let that mama fly on my head. Okay, good. Thanks, Amy. So you saying, Amy, you saying I could have fresh eggs in the morning. Yeah, mamas are protective. So I would definitely be careful. But see, the thing is, the bushes is right by our steps. So if I could see that ain't nobody around, I could grab some and get up the steps before the mama or anybody could even get to me. That's the good thing about it. They right by it's right by the steps. So I go down the steps and I can go right behind the bushes and I can see. If I see eggs, I can grab them and I can run upstairs real quick. And then I can make me some bacon. I can make me some bacon and eggs. Yeah, I'm gonna check that. Thanks, Amy. I'm definitely gonna check into that. Anyway, what else did y'all do over the weekend? What else y'all did over the weekend? What else we had talked? What else went on? Oh, so Vlad, let's talk about this before I get out of here. So Vlad, they are really. Oh, let me tell y'all something. So it's so much to talk about. I forgot to bring this up. So how about the Diddy situation? It's so many fake Diddy people that's in my comments. Check this out, y'all. They got spies looking at my stuff. Let me read this. Because I might read this tomorrow on the show. Now, I was talking about the Diddy situation and being scared of that women testify. Here comes some random person. I'm telling you, this is probably Stevie J or one of the Diddy little spies, man. They all over my accounts. Check this out. This person says, no, in fact, Diddy and his defense aren't scared of her or Cassie. Now for the real reason. Diddy is going to be found innocent. As far as the hotel incident, we weren't seeing what we thought we saw. Meaning the reason Diddy was in a towel is because they were in an argument and she was trying to leave with his clothes after hitting him with his own phone, where she found text messages of another woman. The part of the video that was cut out shows him retrieving his bag and her leaving. So that would mean that he wasn't trying to kidnap her and drag her back to a freak off, as the prosecution is trying to claim. Diddy's defense team will also have text messages from that same day revealing what was really taking place that the prosecution probably aren't expecting. She was also in a relationship with him for another 4 years after the hotel incident. So that would be a big blow to the prosecution. Another big blow is that before Diddy's legal troubles started back in 2023, he settled and gave her $5 million, which she then asked for $30 million more dollars, pretty much trying to blackmail him by threatening to write a book about their relationship, a tell-all. She would have probably been able to wiggle out of the blackmail incident, but this was recorded in the New York Times with Diddy's lawyers in the article saying that she had been giving these kinds of threats to Diddy. The last big blow is none of the physical evidence that they say they have come from the raids they did on Diddy's mansion. They only have 9 so-called freak-off tapes, which Cassie, and they all came from Cassie, and she was just having sex with him, and the prosecution is saying that she was forced, but she did it for 10 years. There's now even rumors they may grant him bail. To cut it short, even with what I've told you, there's still more brutal evidence that Cassie is lying, along with the others like Sarah, for making the band wanting $60 million. Trust and believe Diddy is walking free, and the feds, along with many more, will be sued. Y'all, what is these? I'm telling y'all, Diddy has spies that leave comments all over my platforms. That's not no regular person that's just typing that want to tell me some Diddy shit. That's somebody calculated. Exactly. That's Stevie J. That's Mama Combs. That is somebody in his camp. That's not no random person just type me all of that in my comments. So if y'all can remind me to read that on the podcast tomorrow. Nope, that's what I'm saying. Amy just caught on exactly what I'm saying. Didn't that sound like an article? No. That is, as a matter of fact, if you go to, I don't know which oh, you know what it is? If you go to YouTube, go to YouTube and look at my video about the Diddy stopper, and you'll go in my comment and you'll see that comment I just read, y'all. That is not a regular person. That's somebody from Diddy's camp. And I've been getting messages like that all over my social media. I told y'all, from Stevie J to anonymous people that are saying stuff like that I know that's not just a regular person. That's not just a regular person that's watching the Diddy trial or the Diddy story. That's somebody in his camp that is trying to use my comment section to paint narratives. So if y'all can don't forget to remind me tomorrow to read that statement on the actual podcast, because I was gonna read it today, but it was way over. I was like an hour, and I went an hour and something on the podcast, so I was like, all right, I'll save it for tomorrow. But just remind me tomorrow to read that, because when I read that, I said, this is not a regular person. This is somebody from Diddy's camp. Because I've been getting messages like that. I told y'all in my inbox, in my comment section, and now on YouTube. I didn't even think they looked at my YouTube stuff. You know, we building YouTube. I don't expect a lot of traffic. So who is this random person that just typed a damn article in my comment section? Saying details, I don't know if they're true or not, but saying details that I didn't even know. Message was way too personal. I told you I'm on their ass, man. When it comes to Diddy, the Diddy camp is on my ass, no Diddy. But I immediately read that and was like, this ain't no regular person. Stevie J, unmask yourself. Mama Combs, Christian Combs, whoever. Hey, look, Christian Combs, Mama Combs, Beauty Shop Combs, they all the same. Straightening Combs, Justin Combs, they all under. I'm looking at all of them. Any combs that's out there, honeycombs. I look into honeycombs. All the combs is attacking me. Flat iron combs. Any other combs out there, y'all, that we need to be paying attention to? Because they all in my mix. Heat combs. Diddy combs. Jen is out of here. Hey, Jen, is you out? Where Jen go? Jen gone? Bye, Jen. Bye, Jennifer. Bye, Jennifer. I'm going to miss you, man. Yeah, where's the Diddler sisters? I'm telling y'all, they are leaving. Look at that. How does she know? How did this person know that she was grabbing Diddy's bag with his clothes in it? And that's why. And he ain't had no clothes. That's why he came out in a bathrobe. I mean, I don't care about none of that, but I still think it's interesting that somebody would leave that type of information on my thing. And then they said something else. Hold on. All right, y'all. Look, they said something else. Cassie is going into this thing thinking she's going to get more money, which if you've been watching and listening to the defense, they have been saying for weeks now that they have enough evidence to prove Cassie to be a liar. If you're a good boxer, then there wouldn't be any need to add any enhancement to show that you are a good boxer because it will show in the ring. The prosecution keeps adding all kinds of enhancements before the trial, which have mostly been rejected by the judge. Just like the boxer, if you have such a good case, then there's no need to make a bunch of noise before the trial date, meaning that they are getting desperate because they know they're going to lose. As far as the lady, you said Diddy and his team are afraid of. What makes Diddy's case different from R. Kelly and others is they didn't have a mountain of evidence against the prosecution. You might want to check out the Surprise Witness podcast from yesterday to get a clear understanding. This is somebody working for Diddy, y'all. I don't give a damn. Yeah, hey, look, no, this ain't, hey, look, hey, Lauren. Willie can't even type this well. Hey, Lauren, Willie can't even prepare sentences like that. So we know it ain't Willie. Willie got a good 4 or 5 words in him, and then he taps out. After 4 or 5 words, he done. So it ain't Willie, y'all. Only way it could be, and it's not ChatGPT. If it was Willie, only way it could be Willie is if he said, hey, ChatGPT me some shit. But that ain't even ChatGPT. So it ain't Willie. He's a likely suspect, but he's not the suspect. Once it went past 5 words, I knew it wasn't Willie. Exactly, Michelle. Michelle said Cassie hadn't said anything about money. She just wants justice, and she got her new life. That's what I'm telling y'all. These are all the little Mohawk Diddies across the world are on my ass, no Diddy. And because how can you act like you have such a problem with my content, but you watch every fucking video? The people who hate me watch every video. They be like, man, you always saying this, and in this video you did this, and in this video you said, I'm like, damn. For somebody who disagree and don't like my content, you sure watch all of it. You sure watch a lot of my content to be complaining about what I don't do and what I ain't said, and I'm bringing down somebody, all this crazy mess. But they love my content. They can't stop watching it. It be the same little Mohawk Diddies. Y'all be seeing them in the comments. All they little Mohawk asses. They love, I'm saying the same stuff that all the media people are talking about the same news. Why y'all so bothered by me? I know why y'all bothered by me, but I ain't got to say it. I ain't saying nothing that TMZ ain't saying, New York Post, LA Times, New York Times, whatever. Everybody, it's just that I know how to package that news up and make it make sense. And that's why they want to come on my page and leave all these weird and stupid comments and all these narratives, because they know I be breaking it all the way down. I don't just tell the news story. I give context to every piece of information I give y'all. I always give y'all a backstory. And like Michelle said, they like my story, so they try to come in my comments and trying to change the narrative. I don't understand, y'all. Leave me alone. Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good point, Lauren. They think they're most likely to have an independent streamer be shut down than a big one. But they don't know. Yeah, they don't know you can't cancel me. My following is big enough. My followers gonna find me wherever I'm at. So you can't cancel me or you can't shut me down. Because they gonna find me wherever I'm at. I'm past that stage. So they can just don't even bother. Like, I'm past that stage. You see, TikTok banned a damn near 400,000 people follower account. It didn't do nothing but make me bigger. Like, I'm bigger than a social media. I used to be a TikToker. I used to be just a social media person, but I've graduated. My hard work and dedication has put me above all of that. So you could take every social media app I got, and it ain't gonna do nothing but make me bigger because everybody gonna come to the podcast like they did when TikTok shut me down. So I'm at the point where the only thing whatever they do to me ain't gonna do nothing but make me bigger at this point. You can't shut me down. I done put my work in. I built my relationship with my community for years now. So I don't care if it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I don't care what it is. You ain't gonna shut me down. I've already proved it. If TikTok, which was my bread and butter, which was my major platform, if them banning me for no reason didn't stop me, ain't no other app. You can't stop me. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. Lauren on the roll today. Lauren on the roll today. See, like Shauna know. Shauna know, look, I made the video about Terrance on Friday morning. And by the end of the weekend, everybody talking about it. Then Sunday afternoon, I make the video about Diddy's team not only being scared about Cassie testifying, but I flipped it and told you why they scared about that psychologist and why they trying to get her removed. Right after I posted that, here comes TMZ, breaking news. Cassie is set to testify and she's gonna name her name. Now I said, all right, now y'all motherfuckers is following me now for sure. Cause since when did TMZ break something like that on a Sunday evening? They break all their real news through Monday through Friday. I break something on Sunday. I'm just doing my little Diddy stories. And 2 hours later, now they posting about Cassie. I'm telling y'all, I ain't making this shit up. Yeah. I just wish hey, look, they just too scared to not acknowledge it publicly because they don't want me to blow up past them. But yeah, I definitely believe they be watching my stuff. But yeah, like if you go to it, if you see when I posted Sunday on Instagram, you can look at the time it was posted. I posted my Cassie story, and then out of nowhere, here comes TMZ right behind me with a Cassie story after my story was already going viral on Facebook and Instagram. But it's all good. Like I said, I like that if the media's and people's influence off me, even down to these podcasters talking about how they're pouring into their subscribers and that you can't trust nothing else besides your subscribers. You can't depend on nothing else. Now all these huge podcasts are coming with the exact spiel that I come with. And I've been saying that for months. Not no sales pitch. I've been just telling y'all the facts. And now y'all see podcasts taking my exact approach, taking my exact explanation and running with it. I can't make this up. No Jumper did it. You would have thought it was me talking. And now all the YouTubers and podcasters are putting an emphasis on their subscribers now. Everybody's starting to put their subscribers first, like I do. But I think when you hit 100,000 downloads in 4 months, I think all the big podcasts start watching you to see what you're doing that they're not doing. Because y'all know I've been talking about the subscribers, and I've been explaining why subscriptions are important to podcasters. I've been doing all of that for months and months and months now. And now these bigger podcasts are taking the exact thing and understanding what I understand, that as a podcaster, when you bring in real news, you can't depend on no other income besides your subscribers, because they manipulate all that stuff. And so to hear Joe Budden and all these big podcasts saying what I found out in 2 or 3 months, they found out in 10 years. But they probably like, how the hell did this podcaster reach 100,000 downloads in 4 months with no cosign, no major nothing? And on top of all of that, this why they watching my podcast, y'all, and trying to copy and learning off of what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this shit up. I've been seeing this for a long time. I just ain't say nothing because I want strong evidence before I bring it to y'all. And now I got between them podcast people talking about the subscription and TMZ dropping stories right after me, and me coming with the Terrance Howard story, and then everybody talking about it after me. Now I can say it. They are watching it because check this out, y'all. Another thing that I could pat myself on the back and pat my community on the back. I reached 100,000 downloads, and I ain't had a fucking guest. Y'all go to another podcast. Y'all find me the podcast that reached over 100,000 downloads without even a guest. Not one guest. All 100,000 downloads is for my community tuning in to hear what the fuck I'm saying. That's huge. That's why these podcasts is watching me like a hawk. They say this nigga got blowing up top 5%, ain't even had a guest yet. Ain't did one interview. The one interview I did, I didn't even have it on this podcast. It was on TikTok. And that's not to say I'm not doing interviews. Matter of fact, let me break some breaking news to the breakfast crew that I was going to break on tomorrow's episode. But I'm going to break it for y'all right now. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know Mark Curry. Mark Curry, not the comedian dude. The Mark Curry who was the rapper who rapped with Diddy back in the day when he was like on that song with "We Ain't Going Nowhere, we ain't going nowhere, we can't be stopped, because it's bad boy for life." So y'all remember that, right? Mark Curry, he was a rapper. There you go, bad boy for life. He was the original person. He was the first person that came out telling Diddy's business before everybody. He came out talking about how Diddy used to spike the bottles, how Diddy wasn't paying nobody, how Diddy was having people bring sex workers. Mark Curry, check him out. I was posting his stuff way back before everybody was even covering this Diddy stuff. I was posting Mark Curry's clips of him telling all this stuff. And he wrote the book, right? So Mark Curry, he been going viral on my pages for a long time. So Mark Curry, follow me, right? I'm telling you, Mark Curry was the original Jaguar, right? And before all of them, he was the one who was putting out this business. It was just that he was so early, people were still on Diddy's team and didn't believe none of this stuff. But he still got a lot of momentum and wrote a book. Why am I telling y'all this? What's the breaking news? I hear y'all. This is the breaking news. If you go to one of my recent posts, Mark Curry came in my contacts and said, all y'all got to do is buy my book and everything is in there. And his book is has a lot of Diddy info in it, some nasty stuff, right? Long story short, Mark Curry wants to do the interview and wants me to interview him. So we're going to have an interview with Mark Curry soon. And I'm telling you, he was there and he has more Diddy tea than a lot of these people. I might bring back the interview he did that I reported on that went viral on my page. I'll probably repost that. So y'all, if y'all haven't seen that interview, but he was talking about Mark Curry was saying that Diddy, when they would go out, Diddy and his crew would tell people, don't touch those bottles. Those bottles are for the women. Y'all guys drink out of those bottles over there. The bottles that were for the women were spiked. Mark Curry was the first one to bring that out. And he been supporting my page for me covering the truth for a long time. And now he wants me to do this interview. What do I always tell y'all? This show is organic. I knew that when it was gonna be the right interview, and after I built up my name and let y'all know what I'm about, I told y'all we were gonna progress into doing interviews and doing the most impactful interviews in the game. And here you go, right here. He came to me. That's organic. I didn't ask him. I didn't tell him I was going to pay. He just know that I've been bringing the real truth about Diddy before everybody. Before everybody, a year and a half ago. I reported on Cassie's lawsuit before she got paid, way before she got paid. And people was like, why you reporting on that? Ain't nothing going to happen to Diddy. Now those same people trying to ask me, man, you still reporting on Diddy? I was the first one. I'm a real journalist. When I get on a case, I stay on the case until it's done. People know me from way more than Diddy. They know me from Micah Miller case, J.P. Miller interview, Rasheem Carter, Riley Strain. There's so many cases that people know me from. If you only know me from Diddy, that's just you. So yeah, y'all, it's getting real. That interview with Mark Curry, now we still working it out. He said he's ready to line it up. You can look at it. Matter of fact, I'll probably post the little conversation in my story so y'all can see it if you can't find it on my page. But Mark Curry, who used to be signed to Diddy as a rapper, reached out to me, telling my people they need to get his book. I told him we need to do the interview. Mark Curry said, let's line it up. So at some point, probably at the beginning of the Diddy trial, or at some point, once Mark Curry gets his ducks in a row for his book and all of that, which is really soon, I'll be interviewing Mark Curry. It'll be my first official interview, first official guest on the Flow Show, No Filter. We doing big things, and I owe it all to y'all for rocking with me. I don't know why y'all knew I would be good at a podcast, but y'all knew better than me. I had no clue I was good at podcasting. And thanks to y'all, I followed y'all after y'all bugged me about it, because y'all know y'all be bugging me about shit until I either say no or I'm doing it. And y'all bugged me enough on the podcast. I said, you know what? Let me try it. And shit, life been different ever since. I love my podcast. I love my podcast community. And I'm looking forward to interviewing Mark Curry and breaking the internet. We're going to break the internet. We are going to break the internet. And all you got to do is go to my Instagram and look at my comments. You'll see Mark Curry. You'll see what he said for yourself. But I'm really proud of that. And y'all know that's how I want to do it. I don't even want to. I want all of my interviews to be organic and come from a place of somebody who respect what I do and people that I respect what they're doing and come on my show. I ain't thirsty for interview. Like, I'm not having people. I'm not going to interview people just to be interviewing them for clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. But somebody like Mark Curry, I would be proud to have that and to be my first official interview. So look out for that, y'all. I was gonna break that on the show tomorrow, but I figured, shit, we on here just talking. Y'all be rocking with me. Let me just tell y'all now. So be looking out for the Mark Curry. And the crazy thing is, I know Loon, y'all. Yeah, y'all are. I do have that's a good point, Lauren. And one thing I will say about my listeners, that y'all all are really good at reading tea leaves. That's why y'all enjoy my content, because that's my claim to fame. And that's why I love my community. Y'all are definitely, all of y'all are good at reading tea leaves, and I can see why the algorithm has connected us. And so shout out to the algorithm for that. But I also do know Loon, and I have a contact to Loon. So down the line, I think after I do Mark Curry, don't be surprised if I do an interview with Loon. I have a strong, matter of fact, not to put too much of the business out there, but the guy who assists me all the time is named Jeffrey. If you ever sent money to my Cash App and you saw Jeffrey Jones, that's my right-hand man, my assistant, my everything. Like, he helps me out a lot, but that's Loon's cousin. So Loon's cousin collects some of my money. So it's so many connections, y'all. But like I said, so after the Mark Curry interview, if I was to guess, we probably gonna interview Loon after that. For sure, Amy. Always. I'm your internet main. So yeah, Michelle, thanks for bringing that up, and you just reminded me about Loon. Shit, I forgot that Loon was Jeff's cousin. And I had a song with Loon back in the day. I had a song with Loon when I was rapping. So yeah, y'all, we long-winded today, but it's a Monday, and since y'all didn't catch the first 10, 15 minutes, I figured I'd stay on a little longer since we had that little snafu. Yeah, my main. So yeah, y'all, a lot of big news. Hopefully I have more details tomorrow. I'm about to get off and let Darnell see if he can fix my video and all that for tomorrow, so we be back to our regularly scheduled program with the video and all that. I'm 99.9% sure we'll be ready. We'll have full video tomorrow. I can't see no reason why we won't. So look forward to that. Let's get to I'm outs in the chat. Another good show in the books. I appreciate y'all. I hate that y'all missed the first 10, 15 minutes. I didn't even know. I was explaining everything that's going on. I just didn't know that y'all didn't hear me. I was talking to y'all directly. I was like, the reason why we don't have video is because it's still acting up. I got to get it fixed. Blah, 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 blah. I said all that and didn't even know y'all couldn't even hear me. So let's get the I'm out, y'all. So I can get to work and get the video back loaded up for tomorrow, Maine. All the women in Maine out there. Let's keep doing it. Keep your fingers crossed for these upcoming interviews. Mark Curry, that's gonna be an explosive one. I think that Mark Curry interview is gonna break the internet. Because y'all know it's no filter. So I'm gonna tell Mark, you can say whatever you want to say on my show. You can say whatever you want to say. Whatever story you got about Diddy or whatever they done did to you on the Flow Show, No Filter, it's a reason why we call it No Filter. Go ahead and spill the beans. Go ahead and spill them, Mark. That's how I'm gonna be. Go ahead, Mark. Take it away. So looking forward to that, y'all. Make sure y'all comment after the live ends, like Lauren said. Shout out to everybody out there who supports the show. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe in the description notes on YouTube, or if you're listening to my stuff on Apple and Spotify, Go into the notes there, look for the Buzzsprout subscriber, and click there and subscribe. Keep the lights on, keep Truth alive, and let's get ahead. We already ahead of all these other podcasts. They all trying to do what we do, baby. So other than that, be safe. I love each and every last one of y'all. Can't wait to get the video back going on because it's weird looking at this weird Diddy pic, but it is what it is. I'm out.